You see, what is happening is that you got used to the idea that you're a body. And you got used to a mental idea that the identity of your friend is the body. You have been light all these years. You got used to the idea that the world in which you lived in, all this world, is a separated identity from yourself. It's a pure stability, it's a pure lie. There is only one identity. And it's not exactly an identity. It is I. And that is all. Okay, what's my dream tonight? I come across some books containing secrets. It was kind of practice by the Chinese practitioners. And I wanted to take those records so that I could study them carefully. But they are secret records. And I'm wondering whether the owners would allow me to use them, to see them, to study. But while I was wondering about it, a friend of mine from the church happened to be there in that cave. And he told me, no problem. What you do is just take it, and then the person who owns these files may not even know that you took it. Then, at a convenient time, just return it back to the same location, and that's it. So I proceeded to remove them from the files, just one particular file. There were many files. One particular file I removed so that I could study it. So I woke up from my dream. So what's the interpretation of my dream? It speaks to me in one simple way. And that is, everything that I learned from other people in this world is kind of stolen goods. That's true. Everything that I learned from space-time is also stolen goods. And there's some guilt involved there. Only what I learned from myself is the truth, and there is no other way. And mind you, even learning from myself, that self which I'm learning from, is just a thinking self. It isn't good, and it is not the truth. A thinking self cannot bring you to the truth. There's got to be the breath. And that's why in the dream, even the books that I got from the ancient Chinese cave is not going to be magnificent. It's still stolen goods. I have to derive that truth from within me. That's the only way. And that's why in the dream, the guy who told me, you can take the books and then after that put it back and nobody will know. And that's the truth. Nobody will know. Because those knowledge that come from space-time, nobody really owns it. What is the truth? The truth requires the presence of the true identity. And space-time does not have a true identity. It only has an imagined identity, an identity that is born and dies. That's not the true identity. So even myself, when I think, is of no value because it is not the true identity. I have to go back to my breath, go deep into myself. That's where the true identity is. And it's not really me, right? It's not really David Chiu. That true identity resides in me. It gives me the power to say I am. That true identity owns the truth. That true identity is the truth. Notice carefully, truth is not about an idea. Truth is not about thinking. Truth is I. Truth is an identity, the one true identity of this everything. And I would be wrong if I say that truth is an identity. Truth is actually only I, the first person I. There is no such thing as he or you. The identity isn't like that. The identity is I, the first person. Get it straight. And this is the greatest phenomena of God. You can't say God is there because there is no such thing as a he. You cannot worship a savior that's out there because there's no such thing as an identity which is a he or a you. It is all I, the first person I. And that's the amazing truth of it all. People who want to find salvation in another person would certainly be dismayed. It would be a total mistake to depend on someone else. There is no such thing as a second person or a third person. There is only the first person. You see, what is happening is that you got used to the idea that you are a body. And you got used to a mental idea that the identity of your friend is the body. You have been lied all these years. You got used to the idea that the world in which you lived in, all this world, is a separated identity from yourself. It's a pure stability, it's a pure lie. There is only one identity. And it's not exactly an identity. It is I. And that is all. And some people can tell me that they know themselves because they say that everything is here, they say. You can't. Because when you say it's here, the idea of yourself is only a thought. The idea of your being is only a thought. Being is not a thought. Being has to come about by the touching of your breath. Because the touching of your body is still not good enough. It's the touching of the breath. Follow my videos, as I said. There is only one way to salvation, if you are thinking of salvation. It is to discover breath. To turn all this, yourself included, everything that is around you, to turn them to breath. But that is the first person I.